Hey, good evening. Welcome. We're just talking about how intimate and informal it is. Someone earlier was like, where do I come in after you start? And I'm like, just come in. Like, we're just all hanging out listening to music. So I want to thank you for being here. Tonight you'll get to hear our percussion ensemble and our jazz band following our percussion ensemble. The percussion ensemble rehearses during fourth period, and Mr. Alberti directs them. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to him so he can talk to you about percussion ensemble, what it is, how they're formed and grouped together, and then the pieces that they're going to start with as well. Okay, but thank you again for being here.
I'm the assistant band director here at Evans. One thing that we are fortunate enough to have is a percussion class. Majority of the time in schools, percussion gets left out. They are the forgotten child in the back of the room. If you remember, you go back to middle school days when the kids were in middle school. When they were in 6th grade, everyone was like trying real hard. If they have siblings that might play a wind instrument, that's a lot more challenging than just going. Okay? The time it takes to make a sound on an instrument is exponentially way longer than the sound it takes for them to make a sound on their instrument. So in the beginning stages, they just get left behind. They're in the back. They're bored out of their mind. They just get left behind. So one thing that happens when they get to high school, sometimes that continues to happen, but then sometimes they're lucky enough to have a percussion class. So here at Evans, we are very, very, very fortunate enough to have this to where they can do things like this, form a percussion ensemble to do pieces that are tailored directly to percussion. You're going to hear things that are melodic. You're going to hear things that are just battered, which is mainly just struck. So on drums or a percussion instrument is anything you can hit, shake, or scrape. Okay. Percussion instrument, okay? So whatever, it doesn't matter what it is, okay? Anything that you can do something with. So this first piece that we're going to perform is called Trapdoor by Ralph Hicks. It features a lot of different percussion instruments, and what we call these smaller instruments are traps, and they are sitting on what we call trap tables. You probably are just like, that's just a stand turned on its side. It is, but it's holding the trap, so it's considered a trap table. You're going to hear a lot of different things in this piece. There's a soloistic thing that gets passed around some of the different instruments, so you'll hear some of them as the rest of the ensemble gets softer. So here it is, Trapdoor by Ralph Hicks. Okay, so between each set, you will see kind of a set change. They came in yesterday afternoon. We practiced a little bit of the set change, so it would not take forever. So they kind of have a foundation of where we're moving things. So be patient as we go through. They shouldn't take more than a minute or two between each one. Okay, the next piece we are playing is called Three Kings by David Steinquest. It is a staple piece that you probably will know, but you're going to hear it in a little bit of a different fashion. This is kind of a jazzy rendition of We Three Kings. Okay, what you hear, this is going to be a little bit different than the first piece you heard. You're going to hear more of a melodic line. We have melodic instruments, so you will hear different pitches being played. Okay, here. Okay, the next piece we're going to play is called The First Noel. You're going to hear this is by Chris Brooks. You're going to hear the main melody of The First Noel, which you are probably something you've heard before. Most of the melody will be taken from the vibes and the glockenspiel, which is also the bells. That's the German name of it. That's what we usually go by. You'll also hear some harmonies that are forming in the bass line with the marimba, the lower octaves of the metallic and wood instruments that you hear. And then you'll also hear a couple of different large drums in the background that help add to the effect. Here's the first one.
Singing Christmas tree. Miss Sunderland? Miss Sunderland is our mother's recommendation. She's
He responded to that. She said, "Yeah, there we go. Yeah." I'm not here.
He wanted it.
No, I didn't want to do anything. I was just.
Okay, the next piece we're playing is All Jingled Up by Chris Crockle. And with this piece, you're going to hear kind of in the background some antics of percussionists. It'll kind of make you think of Looney Tunes. There were some things that we didn't have, like a duck call. There are a train horn, some other things, just little accessory things that we don't have. But one cool thing about being a percussionist is a lot of times you get to do this. When you listen to Looney Tunes as a kid, or growing up with your kids, Looney Tunes had all those different sounds that we kind of hear, like the timpani. Can you just, Will, on the timpani, can you just hit it and then just ring it up for a second? So playing off of little sounds like that, okay, it just makes you laugh for some reason. Why does it make you laugh? I don't know, okay, but it does. So with this piece, there's a lot of times where we have things that play off of that percussion mentality while also keeping true to our staple jingle bells that you'll hear throughout. Here's all jingle bells. By Chris Brooks. This is a all battered, so you're not going to hear a melodic line. You're going to hear some very intense rhythms that are happening throughout. One thing that makes this really challenging is all these different rhythms that collide against each other and still kind of playing in time throughout it. In the section, there's a point where it goes to what's called a duple meter to a compound meter, which is this 2-feel where we're used to hearing, into this 3-feel where it feels like there's 3 beats between each towards the end of the piece. This is a very complex piece. This is probably one of the hardest pieces that they have performed, whether they think they know it or not, as an ensemble together. But this is Ritual of the Tribe. making the transition to jazz band. So this is going to take a second to clear everything, and the jazz band is going to make their way on. So jazz band, you can go ahead and start grabbing your instruments, but if you can, wait in the jazz room until we tell you to come out.
Okay, this festive group is our jazz band. So, just to give you some information about jazz band, so all of these students are enrolled in one of the concert bands that you heard on Tuesday night, or in the percussion class. And this is an extracurricular class, which means they don't meet during the school day. They get together after school. Just them, they decide, hey, I want to play a different style of music. So I think we got together 4 or 5 times to put these 4 tunes together for you tonight. So completely voluntary, completely on their own time. That we meet, we kind of let them make the schedule, figure out, okay, what days can you come next week, what days can you come the week after that, and we kind of work with their schedules to make that happen. But this is the jazz band. They're going to play 4 tunes for you, and we'll start off with Green Sleeve.
It's a bass.
We're playing called Christmas Time Is Here. It is a old-time classic. It'll make you think of watching an old TV show that you might have watched when you were younger. Soloing, you are going to hear the main melody kind of portrayed through the vibes and through the flutes going through. Okay, so let's not do that.
All right, next we're going to play another recognizable tune, Santa Baby. Hopefully it's recognizable to you. For this, we'll have three soloists in this tune. Mara Sutton on saxophone, Harry Dykes on trombone, and Wyatt Hayes on trumpet will be our soloists for this tune. All right, to close out tonight, we're going to play Christmas Tree Ride, which is hopefully something else you'll recognize. You know, if you were at our concert Tuesday, we try and give you all the Christmas carols at once and in as many different ways as we can. So again, thank you for being here tonight, and we're going to end with Christmas Tree Ride. We do hope all of you have a restful break. I know for you just as much for us and the students, it's about time for a break because things are just busy, busy, busy. So have a restful and happy holiday season. Thank you again.